Everyone. Does anyone have a question they would like to ask?
Stuart,
Yes?
can you speak about having detachment or the balance between having detachment yet being fully engaged with joy?
Yes, I speak about that a lot. Well, look, you have to ask yourself this question. I mean, how can I be happy? How can I be full of joy? How can I have God in my heart if I'm full of emotions, attachment, if every little thing in life, upsets me, gets me nervous, gets me, frantic. I mean, you need detachment. And by detachment, I don't mean you cut yourself off from life. I mean, as I say all the time, you have built a system inside that is strong enough to be in the world, to experience all the things you have to experience in the world, and the same exact moment to be free of the world. Now, this is, of course, not an easy thing to it's not an easy thing to do, but it's essential because nobody can really experience unconditional love and joy if they don't have the strength to be detached from, things in life. Because being detached, as I said, it doesn't mean you're cut off. It means you're living completely in the world. At the same time, you're free of the world. And I think that this is the key. And it means that whatever your karma is, whatever you have to experience in life, you experience. And none of it has you. My teacher always used to tell me, he said, Stuart, it's not to have, it's to have success. It's to have money. It's to have relationships. It's to have friendships. But those things that you have don't have you. They aren't sucking your life out of you, your energy out of you. They're not taking everything from you. At the end of the day, we feel when we don't have that detachment, our whole life is drained off into all the illusion of the world. You understand? And people are drained. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm this. I'm that. And it's all a part and parcel of not having the strength to detach oneself from the things that we experience in life. So it becomes emotional entrapment. You understand? Crying, moaning, complaining, lamenting, and how does one experience deep and profound joy if life is constantly doing this to us? So it's really important, this whole thing of detachment. I mean, look, they've been speaking about this for thousands of years, how the world is just an illusion. It's a dream. It's all Maya. It's transient. There's a word you should all understand. It comes and it goes. And there's no permanence in what we see in life. The only real permanence is our connection with spirit. And that connection is virtually an impossibility if everything in life is draining our energy out of us. If you fall in love with somebody, the greatest task is not to possess them. It's to give them the freedom of love them because of who they are and what they are as human beings. Now, this requires detachment, because if you possess somebody, and they have to live according to the way you think, the relationship will never work out. It becomes an emotional entanglement. It gets crazy. People fight with each other. They argue all the time. There's nobody lets each other be. Now, to allow another human being to be, we have to have the strength inside ourselves to do it. Where are you going to get that strength? You got to connect with spirit. So there's real detachment. And that real detachment allows us to see people objectively and to love them for who they are, not for who we think they're supposed to be, who we think they want to be. Or, nobody is going to live up to our expectations. So how do we love them? We have to be strong enough to do it. It's the same thing with everything we experience in life. And the key to it is having the strength inside oneself to be detached. Now, you got to be attached to something. So it's better to be attached to spirit than sucking the blood out of another human being. I mean, really. Loving them without possessing them. And I understand this because I've been through it, been through relationships where when I was younger, I had lots of jealousy and stuff like that in me. And it took years to work that stuff out of my system. And I began to realize this was an injustice to other human beings that I was doing. And eventually I got strong enough to where it just disappeared. Yeah, I've always found them when I used to get involved in relationships when I was younger. People would fall in love with me because of who I was and what I do in my life and how I live my life. And 6 months into the relationship, every single person tried to make me into what they think I should be. And they forgot the reason they fell in love with me is because of what I do and how I live and, sharing with people and nurturing and teaching and love. And they try to make me into their pet, something that they wanted me to be. And of course, the relationship never lasted. It's a very difficult thing to do in life, what I'm talking, the question that Larry had. It's really difficult to love without possessing, to succeed without possessing, to enjoy all the fruits that life has to offer without possessing them, allowing them to just be and to be part of our lives without having to possess them or being possessed by them. It's even worse, being possessed by success, by relationships, by all these things that we need to experience in order to work out our karma. I talked about this in my other class. I read something, I was reading a play by Shakespeare, and there was one line in the play that was just almost earth-shattering. I mean, it was really powerful. And it had to do with this character called Toby Belch, kind of a funny character in Shakespeare's play. And he says, the character, he meets another character. The character says, well, I haven't seen you in so long. And Toby Belch looks at him and says, yes, 3 months. It's been 3 months since we've seen each. I'm 3 months closer to the grave since we've seen each other. And I thought this is such an extraordinary law. How could somebody dare to say that? Because it's such a profound truth in the lives of just about every human being. 3 months closer to the grave. And what have we done in that 3 months to truly get closer to God? That we don't have to say something like, I'm 3 months closer to the grave. I mean, it just, my head spun around when I read that. I said, how did they have the nerve to write something like that? It's so extraordinary, because it's basically how everybody lives. We take every day for granted. We assume that we're going to be here forever, instead of using the sacred nature of life and time to build an inner life, to grow, to get stronger, to learn how to love, and to learn how to be joyous in this lifetime. So much of time, which is really precious, is just taken for granted. We assume we're going to be here forever. Until Toby Dell says, 3 months closer to the grave, you go, oh my God, this is how people live. And we all need to understand how important it is to get detached, to open, to have a spiritual life, how to find that every moment of our lives is something precious, is sacred. And every moment of our lives has to be used. We have to bow to it. We have to open to it. We have to embrace it. We have to enjoy it. That's how precious every moment is of a human being's life. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, I just have two announcements. First, as I've said over again over the last week, next Monday, I'm just going to take a week off. I've been doing this for over a year straight, 7 classes a week, and I just need I need a rest. Anyway, so I'll be gone for a week. Following Monday, Tuesday, the classes will resume again. And the second thing is, which a lot of you live in Israel and Europe, but I'm going to try to have a retreat, here in New York, either the week before or the week after my birthday. What's going on there? Who's a week before or the week after my birthday? And if you would, where's that noise coming from? If you'd like to attend, I know it's not easy for people living in Israel, Norway, Greece, Brazil, but if you'd like to, Belgium, if you'd like to attend, let me know. I'll put your name on the list, to come. The only thing I ask if people come, honestly, is that they get vaccinated for this COVID-19. I really mean that, because I don't want any trouble with people getting sick and problems like that, and giving sickness to other people. That's the only thing I really ask. And I'm not interested in listening to all the conspiracy theories that people have. I really mean that. So if you're interested in coming, let me know. I'll give you all the particulars. Right now, there are 15 people that have signed up. I want to have at least 20. maximum of 22 or 23. And if you're interested in attending, let me know. I will put your name on the list. Thank you, and God bless you all. And I can't tell you the gratitude I have to be able to come and do this with all of you. I mean, I'm here to learn also, and every one of you is my teacher. Questions you ask, your need to grow, it's just essential for my life. If it wasn't, I wouldn't be doing this. I mean that. So bless you all, and I will hopefully see people on Thursday. And have a good evening, everybody. Bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. God bless you.